Hi, welcome back. In this video, we're going to put a bass part down, and we're going to learn how to set up a layer. We'll put a few different bass sounds together and pan them and blend them and shape them with some more of the pitch shifting capabilities and generate a unique patch. So let's start by hiding this temporarily, hitting the key command V, and I'm going to name this bass. Now, this is set to MIDI channel 2, so it'll respond to MIDI channel 2 from within SampleTank. I'll bring it back with the key command V and choose our second slot, and let's load a bass sound in. I'm going to start by choosing one of the fretless basses, let's say this one, fretless J bass F, and we have that loaded in. And I'm going to hit record and put a little part in. Okay, so we have a simple little bass part, and it's been quantized because my MIDI through is set to these parameters. So straight ahead, straightforward, there's a part on MIDI channel 2 on part 2, and this is the part assignment over here, and it's assigned to MIDI channel 2. I'm going to load another bass sound now into the third part over here. Let's scroll down and go to our synthesizer sounds. And let's go into the bass category, and I'll try analog bass 1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the MIDI channel of this part. By default, they all correspond to the part number. Part 3 would be MIDI channel 3, part 4, MIDI channel 4, etc. I'm going to change the MIDI channel here to 2 by mouse sliding it down. So now when I hit play, we're going to hear both these sounds layered together. Let's blend them a little bit. I'm going to lower that in volume. And we hear that it's an octave higher, so it kind of gives an octave divider kind of effect. I'm going to lower this one too. Nice. So there's a simple layer. Let's add a third one on. Let's look around and see what else we can find here. How about, let's see. Let's try jungle. And I'm going to set that to MIDI channel 2 as well. And let's solo that, so we'll hear just that one. I'm going to lower the volume there, and let's listen to it together. By removing the solo button, the three of them will sound together now. Not bad, but let's say I want to audition another one. This little field over here will allow me to unload or remove the instrument from this part. So I'm going to click that. It's going to ask me if I want to unload the instrument, and I'm going to go OK. And now it's unloaded the sound. And let's see if we can find something that might work a little nicer. Let's try this one, fretless morph. And let's hear what that sounds like. Very nice. So let's balance them out a little bit. I'm going to lower that one and the octave doubled one. And we can solo them out and play with them. So let's look at the analog bass one. I think I'm going to choose that sound and go into the synth mode like we did in the last video, and I'm going to drop it an octave. Let me go into the stretch mode here and drop it an octave. That's 12 semitones. Nice. But let's try and give it some interesting color here. That's a nice unusual sound that might blend nicely. Let's listen to that in context. I like that. Gives a nice sort of low grainy quality to it. So we're setting the levels of the different elements that comprise this layer here that are all being triggered on MIDI channel 2. And just to point out, are all responding to this one region on this one track in the host sequencer. So let's do some panning now. In this field here, C stands for center, and the panning values range from L64, meaning all the way hard left, to R63, all the way hard right. Then you'll see the part pan knob over here update as this is dragged. So you see it moving. You can similarly move it from here and those two are linked together, and it'll alter that value there. So let's pan these, not quite hard pan. Let's try something like that, and I'll pan this the other side. So now I'll have a nice big fat stereo layer. Let's hear what that sounds like. Nice. I'm going to bring the level of this down a little bit more. Nice. I'm going to bring the drums up a little bit. I want them to just be a bit more punchier. That'll work nicely. Now finally, let's go into this fretless morph part of our layer. And again, with the synth parameters, let's try and detune it a little bit. I'm going to go into stretch mode. And it's performing a pre-analysis, which means it's analyzing the samples and storing it in its memory to get ready to apply the stretch algorithm to it. In this case, I'm not going to do anything too dramatic, but it still needs to perform the analysis anyway. And let's fine-tune it down a little bit, get a bit of a thicker, chorusy, layered sound. If I do it too much, it'll sound out of tune. I'll show you. Let's put it up a bit. I'll try a nice dramatic amount like that. I like it. It's a little bit thick and dark, and let's go with that. So let's give one last listen to our part, and we'll see how it all blends together. Yeah, and that sustained note at the end, you really hear the detuning there. So I'm going to ease up a little bit on it in case we do some more sustained notes later in the arrangement. But let's go with that for now. So that's it for this video. Just to summarize what we've done, we loaded in a bass sound in the second part here, by default assigned to MIDI channel 2. We recorded in a bass part. Then we loaded in some more sounds on the next two parts, part 3 and part 4, and we changed their MIDI channel assignments to 2 so that they're all responding to MIDI channel 2 and creating a layer of those 3 sounds together from the one part that we programmed up. And then we set some unique volume levels for each part and unique pan positions. And then we went in and customized the sounds a little bit by slightly detuning one of the patches and transposing another one down an octave. And we looked at how to empty a sound by means of this empty button to audition different variations of the layer. So that's it for now. See you next time for more.